Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And for anyone who doesn't know, this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or sometimes for no reasons at all.
That is true.
And that is what we're doing today. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
I really hope you're listening to this on actual fucking Christmas.
Oh, yeah, because it does come out on Christmas. Yeah, not with the kids, though.
Thursdays are big holiday days. Like this year, it has
Yeah.
been a very thirsty Thursday experience because New Year's
I love a Thursday experience.
New Year's Day is Thursday too.
Oh, how about
And then
that?
it was also Thanksgiving, obviously.
Okay, so before we turned the mics on, Jess told us we need to debate this on here. So there's two friends in every friend group. There's a cute Christmas exhibit, Brooklyn.
I don't think there's two types of people. I think most people are cute Christmas and you're just ugly Christmas.
I think I am delightful Christmas. I have on Santa combat boots.
That match in no capacity.
They match Christmas.
Okay, pause this. Okay.
They're cute.
Heather goes, it's ugly Chris. I go, no, that's not a real thing. It's supposed to be an ugly Christmas sweater. It is a staple piece. You've never heard of an ugly Christmas party. It's an ugly Christmas sweater. And Heather likes to wear things that do not cohesively go together in any way.
Right.
But she just assumes because the category theme is Christmas.
Yeah, you can't just wear a sweater.
Oh my God. All of this, I literally looked down. She sat down next to me and I go, this makes me want to vomit.
Yeah. Well, I like it. I have my Schitt's Creek fold in the cheese Christmas sweatshirt and my reindeer snowman and gingerbread man pants.
That are so ungodly busy.
Me too.
I'm doing this for the people who are listening.
Oh, no. They need to switch over and watch it just to see this beauty.
And then if you can't see, I will say this. I mean, I don't actually like any part of it, but the combat boots. Like, if someone was like, here's your stuff, I'd be like, I'm going to donate this. But I would keep the combat boots.
I'm going to donate this. Okay, and I have a scrunchie that is really getting on my nerves. So I just threw it.
I feel certain that is made with every terrible chemical thing from China.
Oh, for sure.
You're the reason it's bothering you is because you now have a disease.
Yeah, I think, like my skin's melting off. I can see bone around my wrist, but it's fine.
Right. Boner?
No, boner.
That's what
There's
it totally
a boner
sounded.
around my wrist.
That's what it sounded like.
This is our last new episode of season 4 and of 2025.
Can you believe season 4?
No, not until I was going back to make sure I didn't do the story today because for so long I had to go back and look and make triple sure that I hadn't done this one.
Oh,
yeah.
I
have not.
That's a hard one. That's hard.
Yeah.
First, okay, so this is season 4, the end of season 4. We do the seasons based off of the calendar year. So we started in April of a year.
Of 2022.
Yeah. And so that was a whole season.
Right.
So anywho, it's really 3 and what, 3/4.
Yeah, everybody
A
loves
year.
to
It's
just
so
tune
fucking
into
long.
season 3.75.
Right? I
Yeah.
can't believe we've been doing it as long as we've been doing it.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. And if you're new, welcome.
Yeah, fuck, man.
I know. So we're going to take a couple weeks off after
Yeah.
this. We're going to throw
Which
in
you guys
some-
won't necessarily fully feel.
Yeah. There's going to be some sassy replays out there that you're probably like, oh, that was a good episode. Or if you're new, hey, that's neat. I should go back and listen to all of them.
We need to decide if on this sassy replay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
No.
Because I did not tell you this before.
Oh.
Is if on this sassy replays, the two that we're doing, if we pull from season 1.
That makes me want to vom. Oh, man.
The best ones of season 1.
Okay.
Because season 1 was our cell phones at a kitchen table. So I'm obviously not trying to put you guys through me and Heather passionately, drunkenly talking about a topic and then smashing our hands onto the table.
Oh, my gosh.
Because there are definitely episodes that we have literal fucking trailer warnings telling you hey, we sucked at what we were doing at the time.
Yeah, and it sounds like percussion. It sounds like we're trying to drum on the table or something during some of them. And you were like, "Can you stop?"
It's the little drummer
and
boy.
it was me. I was the little drummer girl.
Yes, you were.
Pum pum pum.
Oh my gosh, we suck so fucking bad.
I know.
I can't.
And look at us now. Look at us now. Less. Thanks, Wonder Boy.
I hope. I hope we suck. The production is obviously way better.
We're talking about us as humans.
Yes, us specifically as a podcast in our growth journey.
Wonder Boy's putting lipstick on this pig.
I'm not a pig, and I think we've been crushing it. So.
I know. Well, pigs are cute.
We are not a pig to be putting lipstick on.
Oh, that's right.
It's like such a negative thing to say about us. Jeez. She's like, you're just putting lipstick on a pig. I'm like, what the fuck? We've been doing this for damn near 4 fucking years.
That's very true.
I would like to think that we have been getting better and we know what the fuck we're doing. The hard part that you were mentioning too is like the deja vu level of it. Like that means that we have 175 episodes, and we used to do both of us doing an episode.
A story an episode.
Which basically meant that we were just, and I think that's the big part of the change of it too, was we were essentially like sprinting through and kind of explaining a story, but we couldn't really give a ton of details. And then now we're like, all right, now we get to dive into it.
And now I come in here and I'm like, 2 things. 1, my water bottle leaked on my first 2 pages, but I can still read the words. 2, it's super long because I didn't want to leave any victims out. Because even on the Snapped episode, I was watching it this morning when I was getting ready, and I'm like, they leave out so many people that were affected by this person.
How many pages you got?
I got 13, so we better.
Oh, great.
Jump in.
I'm over here like, I have to go to work. But I'm excited that we might have to do a 2-parter. We'll have to see. But Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks for watching. We love you.
And happy holidays.
All right.
All right, here we go. So this is the story of Sheila LaBarre. Now, I used Wikipedia, law.justia.com. It was all the court documents and stuff. Murderpedia, NBCnews.com, Oxygen.com. There is an episode of Making a Serial Killer, season 1, episode 7. That was an interesting little twist because it's, you know how it is. The different documentaries and the different shows, they take different angles.
Right.
So Snapped was okay. It was good, and I took a lot from it, but I didn't really. They only focused on one part.
The 100%, if you yes, Snapped, I have fully realized, and excuse me, I don't know if it's because they have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a 30-minute episode, you're cutting a whole fucking series out.
They pick a lane.
Right.
And they picked a lane here, and then they didn't talk to the victims' moms. They talked to, the police. Anyway, I'll get into it later. So, that, if you want to watch that, it's season 31, episode 13. There's also a book. I did not read this because I literally changed my person yesterday when I was
You don't read. We have never said that we read the book on these.
That's true. Maybe, but
feel free to give an excuse.
Yeah, right? That's very true.
So, we have never done that.
That's very true. But there is a book if you want to read it. Okay. So Sheila LaBarre was born Sheila K. Baylor on July 4th, 1958, down in Fort Payne, Alabama. From what I could tell, she had a terrible upbringing with her. She was the youngest of 5 sisters, and along with her mom. So her father, piece of shit, abusive alcoholic, garbage to the point where he abused her sexually for years and years, even when she was a baby. And he would bring over other men to do the same.
That's the most disgusting thing in the entire world. There's nothing that can disgust me more in this world, I think, than abusing a baby in any capacity, but sexually really just makes me want to.
Yeah. But, okay. So she used to daydream because that was her escapism of becoming famous. She used to sing all the time. She was in beauty pageants because she used that to escape her horrible home life. And it was said that she would kind of be aloof a little bit and didn't have a ton of friends because she was literally always daydreaming of I got to get the fuck out of here, which I get. Here's a photo of her again. And this is her when she was young. I should have had this up earlier, but that's fine because the important thing is I'm cute. So this is a photo of her.
You're going to have to hand
it over.
I'm 38 now. I used to be able to see this from far away, but I can't anymore.
Yeah, so that's a picture of her.
Hey, cute.
Yeah, and I don't know when that photo was taken, but you could see the sultry, you can tell.
You can see the crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. I have no idea what the story is.
That's a fair assessment.
And when Heather says you see the photo and some people are going to see this and they're automatically going to be that's a sultry photo. To me, I see danger and I see something
a crazy man-eater. And that was before I even read this. Yeah. Apparently, that was accurate.
With women, you can totally see it in the eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Or there's some really elite ones that you can see through their eyes.
Oh, yes, for sure. So... anyway, she wanted to get out of there. She also wanted to be a country singer. And on the show, they kept playing her songs. And I was like, she's okay. She's not Taylor, right? She wanted to be a model or a writer. And then she got a little bit older and she was like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be famous or not. Are you laughing at my paper? She keeps smirking at me
so hard not to.
because it's like
Because she said her water bottle leaked, and so whenever I walked in, I had something in my eye, so I had to sit in the car to get it out of my eye. And I walk in, and like she has only three pages were laid out, and I was like, oh, but you can totally read it. I didn't realize it had like. It went all the way through all the papers, and this is just, it's like
I'm reading off napkins, like bar napkins.
It's like you literally found this in a ditch.
I did. That's why I changed my story. No,
it
does look very rugged. So,
sorry, my apologies.
I mean, nothing I can do, right? Okay, now I got to figure out where I was on my napkin. Okay, so she lived in Fort Payne, super small, and she's like, I can't get out of here. There's no way I'm going to get out of here. So what does one do whenever a female is pretty like that and wants to get out of town? She wants to get married. That's good. Yeah, she's like, I'm going to find me a rich man. So that was her new goal after she graduated high school in 1976. In 1981, she met her knight in shining armor to give her that new life, named John Baxter. Now, John, recently divorced, had a young daughter from a previous marriage. Like recently, like signed the papers. Ink was probably wetter than my papers. So... He had a sports car. Like a flashy sports car. He was a utility lineman. So she's like, all right, he's got money. Let's go. They got married on New Year's Eve, which was also 2 weeks after they met. Yeah,
that got my goat, man.
Right? Okay.
That's that shit that's delicious. That is a delicious.
You didn't know I was bringing you a breakfast casserole.
I didn't. Okay. I didn't, and I'm grateful.
So Sheila was pumped. She was like, oh, I'm going to be a wife. Look at this guy. But God damn it, he has a kid. She didn't want to be a stepmom. So when John would go to work, Sheila was in charge of his daughter, which meant that she locked this poor kid in a small room all day long. And if she whined or cried or did anything, she would beat the shit out of her, break her toys in front of her, and basically terrorize this child.
So real quick, roughly how old's the kid?
Like 6 to 8.
And do you think that she was doing that not only because she didn't want to be a mom, but also because she was so abused, so she doesn't actually know how to be a mom?
I don't know. That's a valid point.
I'm like, abuse people.
Yeah, that's valid. And what sucks, though, is not all of them do, but it is a trait to, you know what I mean? So that's a valid point. One thing that I read said that she would even give her a lot of over-the-counter drowsy medication during the day, so she would just be out of her face. She told the child, quote, if you say anything to your dad, I'll kill you. Like, bitch, you just got here. You've known my dad for a month. And what are you doing?
A nightmare.
Right. And a few weeks into this, the kid was like, I can't do this. So she actually told John's ex-wife, and John immediately kicked her out. This was 6 weeks into their marriage. John was like, because she was like, well, I didn't tell my dad because she said she'd kill me. So I went and told my mom when I went to see my mom.
Good.
So, by the way, when Sheila was throwing me out of the house, she stole his car. She was like, oh, cool, you're kicking me out, grabbed all her shit.
So I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So he kicked his wife out.
He kicked Sheila out.
Okay, for whatever reason, I thought it was the girl. And I was like, good, she's safe with her mom. Not realizing.
No.
Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah, so for once, he was like, believe the kid, what the fuck are you doing? But literally, he didn't know her, so how would he?
Right, like how would you not believe
your kid's not going to come out of nowhere and be like, this is happening.
Right.
Okay, so not too long after this, because Sheila, she's a little firecracker. So
her name's Sheila.
Sheila, yeah.
Of course she's a firecracker. There ain't nobody who named their daughter Sheila and thought she wasn't going to be a fucking firecracker.
So Sheila saw John's ex-wife, Nancy, and this is the one that told John, like, this bitch is abusing our kid, get her out of
He went from a Nancy to a Sheila.
Right.
That tracks.
Yeah. And then she pulled up to the gas station and she saw Nancy getting gas. So Sheila pulls up. She grabs a hammer out of John's sports car and bolts at her. It's date that there's people out, everything. Nancy is not no bitch, though. For some reason, Nancy had a machete in her car. And they start having this like West Side Story brawl in the parking lot. Like, and people are just like, could you imagine getting gas and looking over and there's just a hammer and a machete fight?
It feels so 2025.
Right. Now I'd be like,
I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah.
So the cops came and luckily nobody got hurt, but people were like hiding, like trying to
I have no idea how nobody got hurt.
Right?
Unless they were just like
circling each other.
I'm going to get you.
I know, like finish him, like a Mortal Kombat. So Sheila I wrote this at 11 o'clock last night. So it says Sheila kept trying to fuck with Sheila. Sheila kept...
Perfect. I'm going to take my mic away and fuck with my eye for a second.
Okay.
I'm announcing you.
Sheila, she kept trying to fuck with Nancy, though, and they had a few run-ins together. Sheila actually went up to her in a restaurant, flipped her food out of her, like, in front of everyone, flips her food out of her hand and tries to choke her. So,
why?
Because she's mad at her because she thinks she took her rich life away. So,
but it was her abusing the kid. It had nothing to do, like, insane.
Right. Oh, yeah. And so
Sheila, crazy.
Nancy is kind of a badass. So Nancy grabs her by the hair, drags her out by the hair to the parking lot, and beats her head into a tire rim until she passes out. Like, Nancy's like, I'm tired of you coming after me.
What state is this?
This is in Alabama.
Okay, I see now. Okay.
Roll Tide.
I'm like, wait, I need to know the state has something to do with what the fuck is happening here. Because this is not...
Right.
I can tell you this is not fucking Iowa behavior. I don't know.
So Sheila finally is like, she kind of just says, oh, she gave up on John, but really she knew Nancy was going to keep beating the shit out of her if she kept going after her. That's what I think. So she was like, I need a new man. I'm tired of getting my ass beat. I need a new man.
After her face got sprayed.
So which she kind of deserved it, she was abusing a child. So
100%.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of like, hee hee.
Yeah, like, yeah, you deserve to fuck with somebody your own size, man.
And apparently Nancy ain't no
let me beat some fucking sense into you.
So while working at a local restaurant, Sheila met the owner's son, Ronnie Jennings. Now, he wasn't rich, but she's like, well, he's hot, he'll do. Like, he's the owner's son. Even though it was literally in a small town. You know, I'm sure it's not like he owned $18,000.
He was probably making $15,000 a year. Yeah.
So a few months later, they eloped. A year later, they were like, we need to change. So they moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee. They got jobs at a hotel. She worked at the front desk, and he was a cook. So
cute.
Soon, she got bored.
Okay.
And she would literally just leave the desk, flirt with male guests right in front of their wives, maybe not. She would just leave it unattended. She didn't give a fuck. She was like, ooh, men are paying attention to me. And she would literally
mental health issues that are like, like all I can see right here are mental health issues. Mm-hmm. Like such a moth to the flame of a man giving any type of attention because of what happened with her.
Exactly.
Father another men at a young age. That's terrible.
It's yeah, mental health plays a huge
role.
I'm
going to keep making a whole bunch of jokes because we're called a couple of sassholes, but I really do want to highlight that I am very much understanding that there are serious, sad, terrible mental health issues that are obviously...
Right.
Because this is crazy behavior.
Untreated.
Yes.
Yeah. But she would just wild out, like, at the front desk with the dudes. So, while her husband works at the same hotel as her. Sheila said that Ronnie started physically abusing her, but Ronnie's like, no, she beats my ass. And he was afraid she would kill him while he slept. Like, it was super toxic and it all fell apart. She had terrible mood swings and was super erratic, but she wanted out of the marriage. So one night while they were both at work, she goes up to Ronnie in front of everyone and she's like, you're a cheater and I want a divorce. And he's literally like, all right, sounds good. I'm not a cheater, but sounds good, because he was over it too. And
oh my gosh.
She was like, oh. So she goes out, takes a ton of her prescription meds on the way out, takes Ronnie's car, speeds off, and a few miles down the road, she fell asleep at the wheel and she wrecked the car. So she went into a coma for 8 days.
Oof.
And when she woke up, she was like, oh, Ronnie will be there. Ronnie was not there, but when he did come to see her while she was asleep, he had her committed to a psychiatric ward for 30 days.
Epic.
Right.
He's like, you wrecked my fucking baby.
Yeah.
You wrecked my vehicle, man. Yeah. What the fuck?
And when she got out, she ended their marriage, but that wasn't the only thing that was different. When she started telling people when she woke up, like anyone who would listen, she was the chosen one. She had died and gone to heaven in this car crash. And of course, when she went to heaven, she spoke to Sky Daddy. She spoke to God while she was up there.
I truly believe that with comas.
I mean,
mom, when she came out of her coma, my mom was in a coma at 47 from massive heart failure. And she said 100% that she was in a coma for 3 weeks.
Right.
And she had said that. She was like, it wasn't my time, but I went into like a light and talked to God. Like,
right.
So I believe that if a coma,
right,
that happens.
And there's a whole show on it.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost died or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I died.
Yeah.
Something. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe, because I believe that also. And I also believe your mom, because I've talked to your mom about this, but I do not believe this part.
Oh, you don't?
What she said, what he said.
Okay.
I believe that she could have had an experience. I don't believe this happened.
Okay.
So he apparently, God, tells Sheila, you know what? It's not your time. I'm going to send you back down to earth. You're going to be my avenging angel. She's supposed to come back down and rid the world of pedophiles.
Oh.
One doctor said she had several personality disorders, which made her super paranoid. She never was officially diagnosed, but they said that this part, and then she would hear voices, see visions, basically made her, Delulu, is that what the kids say, Jess?
You're totally right. Okay, so a lot of people, whenever they're abused as a young child, they get borderline personality, or what is it?
It's called something different now, but
yeah. Where they have multiple personalities because they have to...
It's coping.
They tuck into themselves during the abuse, and a different person is created.
Right.
So on top of all of those mental health issues, and then pivot to the right, we get here.
Yep.
All of this...
Yeah.
You're painting a very beautiful picture. Not beautiful. It's obviously you're painting a terrible picture, but you're doing this very well.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Okay. So her mission of it being the avenging angel consumed every thought ever. She referred to herself as more morally superior than others. So in February 1987, 29-year-old Sheila, she was chosen Sheila, as I wrote, she was like perusing through personal ads in the paper, like old school Tinder. Like she wanted to find her another man because she liked male attention. She found an ad for 60-year-old Dr. Wilford LaBarre, aka I'm going to call him Dr. Bill. He was a loaded chiropractor. He was a recent widow, and he owned a 115-acre horse farm in a remote part of New Hampshire. And I'm going to show you.
Okay, I would have 100% slid into his DMs.
I mean,
you're telling me a doctor who's loaded with a whole bunch of acres in New Hampshire? Yes.
Yeah. So here's a picture of Dr. Bill LaBarre.
Oh, and he looks like a sweet baby angel.
He's precious.
He looks like Shia LaBeouf whenever he gets much older.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good description. Yeah. His wife had died 3 years before that, and he wanted companionship, so he took an ad out. Sheila wrote him a letter bragging about how funny she was, how much she loved life. She's like, here's my number, Dr. Bill. Oh, and here's a nude photo of me. She wanted to stand out. And back then, homegirl had to take it. She couldn't take a picture on a phone. This is 1987. So she took it. I want to know who developed it. But anyway, okay.
Good for her. So I'm going to have to unpack a lot of horrible things that are going to happen eventually. Right. But I'm going to say,
at this point, she shot her shot. Yeah.
So they were doing fucking nude selfies in 87. Happy to know it wasn't just a new thing in 2012. Happy to hear it.
So, needless to say, they talked on the phone. He flew her out shortly after that to Epping, New Hampshire, where he lived, to meet him. Basically, they made out at the airport like he had just came back from Iraq. They fell in love almost immediately. She went to the farm. She never left. So now Epping, super small town, the word got out that Dr. Bill's new wild girlfriend, who literally ran around naked on the farm.
Sounds like you. Heather's always like,
I do it indoors and I don't run. God.
I guarantee that if you had acreage where no one could see you, you'd be naked outside the way you talk about being naked in your house.
In my house and okay, maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
Buy me a farm and we'll see. Okay. But she loved this because she always wanted to be famous. So she literally is small town famous. Because everybody started talking about her, she would egg it on. She wore skimpy clothes. She already told everyone her name was Sheila LaBarre. They weren't married, but she was running around like, oh, you'll know my name. 48 hours in and everybody knew who she was. Bill was like, I mean, I got a trophy wife. I got a trophy.
Yeah, I'm getting my dick sucked by a crazy girl.
He's like, and he didn't care, and he did anything she wanted. He took her to Nashville to meet people in the country music industry and meet country music stars. He would fly her out. Though she did not become the next Shania Twain. So she was bored at home. She's he's a doctor all day. She's like,
she needs hobbies so bad, man. Get into crocheting.
She does.
Get into cooking. Read a good book.
No shit, right?
Remodel the house. Fuck, get a hobby.
Yeah. So she's like, okay, Bill, listen, I think you should let me work at your doctor's office. And Dr. Bill, he's a good dude. And he always wanted to help his patients, right? And if they were hard up for money, which is a smaller town, so there wasn't a ton of people with a ton of money, from what I read, he actually wanted them to get treatment even if they couldn't pay. So he would allow them to pay over time. Some of them even traded produce and goods they could do, like helped him out around the farm or whatever.
Good.
So he's a good person. She self-appointed herself, Sheila did, as the office manager. So when she saw thousands of dollars in unpaid quote-unquote bills because people were paying slowly, she was pissed. And they would come in and she was like, well, you have to pay or I'm going to call the cops. And they would be like, oh, I paid that person. And they're like, well, prove it. And then they would have to pay. So he lost a lot of patients because they couldn't afford it anymore to get treatment, which, you know. And she also drove a wedge between Dr. Bill and his business partner, who was his cousin. And Bill, he always took Sheila's side, no matter what. She was controlling him at this point. Everybody could see it. Like she was manipulating him. She was very good at that, and you'll see that in a little bit.
Do you think it was do you think it's because, like, he had obviously had, like, a woman that he loved before, like a real wife, like a real partner type of situation? Was it just because she was hot and young and sex?
I guess. I think he thought it was fun, but she's very, like, this bitch... We
see it on shows, you know, and I'm just like,
she's manipulative as fuck. Like, she's really good about.
I wonder how that just happens. Like, you're the one with the money and everything. Like, and if it didn't, like enjoy the nuts you got off, you know, like enjoy the sex you had and just let it go. I just don't get the why did you let her come in and like completely fucking ruin your life.
It's very hard to fathom, for sure.
Over, like, some pootie tang. I don't know.
Excuse me. So, Dr. Bill's daughter also worked at the clinic there. Her name was, I think it was Kelly. But Kelly's pissed. Her dad was submissive, stressed, and his health started, like, he was aging faster. Like, she could tell he was stressed out about this. He turned into a very submissive person. Like, she could tell something else was happening.
Yeah.
1 year after they were married, Sheila actually got him to change his will to give her literally everything. She convinced him to add in that his children couldn't fight it after he dies. They couldn't contest it. So no questions.
I'll never understand. Like, I'll never understand how you can talk someone into that.
Right.
I just could not fathom my husband, who loves me dearly, to sit down in front of him and be like, no, you're going to make sure that your kids get none of your money. I get all of your money.
Right. I think it was.
And him not look at me and be like,
no,
you're fucking crazy.
Right. I don't understand. I mean, obviously him and his daughter had a good relationship. She worked for him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't understand.
I don't get it. Right.
In July of 1990, he signed her over, and he's there. He signed her over power of attorney. So she literally controlled everything. It didn't take long for her to start looking outside the marriage, though, while he was still around. So
they were married. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. They ended up being married. So she flirted with everyone. Brought dudes back to Bill's farm, and he was like, I mean, whatever. At this point, he's like, whatever.
And he's still okay with her getting all the money?
Right. Yep. I don't get it either. In 1995, she met a 29-year-old patient that came into the office named Wayne Ennis, I think it is. He was an immigrant from Jamaica who had like done farm work and hurt his back. So he was kind of out of work too, and he went to get help. And he walks in, and Sheila's like, oh, I'm going to marry him. Like, into her husband's practice. Anyway, so they met and married in a month.
So she got divorced?
I don't know if she was married legally or not. Like,
the first time?
Yeah, to Dr. Bill. Like, I don't know. Like, they kept saying married, but she told people she was married. I didn't dig in to find out if she was legally married or not.
Okay, because I'm like, it takes longer than that to get divorced.
Right. But yeah, she met and married Wayne in a month. They lived on Bill's farm. And she even hired him as a handyman at his clinic because he didn't have a job. One night, she took Wayne out, and she's like...
What the actual fuck, Heather?
Yeah, this whole story should be called What the Actual Fuck, Heather.
This is
just the cherry plopped on the sundae.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. The only way I can assume is that, like, what I had said on that, like, moment of, as long as he, like, okay, this is what men need to understand it, is if you have a hot woman in your life that gives you good sex and you know that you've outkicked your coverage so aggressively, enjoy the sex while you have the sex. And then let her go, because she's a fucking bird that's going to fly into the air into a much sexier fucking bird's nest.
Well, instead,
so just be okay.
They made a bird house, and all the birds came there to eat.
Well, I just have to say on this, I don't understand why, if they weren't legally married, why the actual fuck she got his money.
I know.
Unless it was done, it was like she's a fucking forger and was able to pull it. Like,
Oh, no.
I cannot. And obviously, what's going to happen, because we all know, she's going to murder him and she's going to get all of his money and she's going to live there with her sexy little man bird and they're going to just fucking do whatever the fuck they want.
Whatever.
And I'm already annoyed.
Okay. So.
Insane.
Oh, this ain't nothing. Okay. So one night she takes new husband Wayne out. She's like, Wayne, I need you to kill Bill. And he's like,
Volume 2.
You're right. He's like, no, he's nice to me. Actually, because Wayne was an immigrant and didn't have any family here, Bill actually treated him like a son, kind of. Like,
yeah, because Bill was like, I had the good sex for a minute and I'm going to let her go.
right. And she's
With all
still
my
going to
money.
live here in my house. And he was like, no, he's done nothing to me. I haven't seen him do anything. No, I'm not doing that. And then so she literally kicked him out of the car in the middle of nowhere. He's only been there like 2 months. He doesn't know where he's at. And then she just drove off. So he finally makes it home. And she's like, gets in his face. She tries to get him to hit her because she's got mental health issues. She's trying to get him to hit her. He's like, I'm not hitting you. I'm not. No. So she starts hitting herself until she splits her own lip and then she calls the cops. So she fires guns at him. She burns his clothes, like does all kinds of shit. And then Wayne goes to Bill and he's like, Bill, I don't know what to do. I don't know anyone here. Like he feels kind of trapped. And
I wonder why.
Right. And Bill's like, dude, you need to leave or she's going to kill you.
I have to ask, is he African American?
Yes. I couldn't find a photo of him.
Because you said Jamaican descent, right?
Yeah. He was like 100%.
I have to
Jamaican
know
descent.
how terrible of a situation, like, because we cannot, like, let's not be ignorant here.
Right.
Like, obviously, him being an African American male and she being a Caucasian female in the 80s,
Right.
late 80s, 90s, whatever. Mm-hmm. No, they're not going to listen to him.
And he was scared.
And
that he
she was
gonna
beating herself, acting, yes, and all of that.
Right.
He was truly unbelievably stuck.
He was, and he knew, and she knew it. Like, I think she knew it when she picked him. Like, that's what I think. So Bill, like, Wayne goes to Bill because that's literally like a father figure to him in America. And he's like, Bill, I don't know what to do. And he's like, you need to leave or she's going to kill you. Like, I think she's going to kill you. Bill says this.
And Bill says this after she gets all of his money when he dies. Bill, I love you, dude.
I know.
You really have blinders on here, bruh.
I know. So Bill helped Wayne, and he was like, you should get a divorce and leave. And he actually made it out alive. Like, Wayne got a divorce from her and left.
Good.
So Sheila met another man in his 20s named James Brackett. Now, James would seem to be more submissive, so Sheila, of course, took advantage of this. He moved into the farm with Bill and Sheila, and he lived there for a total of 6 years. Okay, I'm not going to dive all the way in, but some of it. So she had chased him with axes, with knives. She shot at him, all kinds of shit.
She must be a shitty shot. Like, who just shoots at people, like, unless you're trying to hit them?
Right. 4 years into it, on September 26, 1998, they got in a huge fight. And James was like, I'm going to stand up for myself and try to scare her. So he pulls out a pocket knife because this bitch is coming at him with everything. And he's like, I'm going to try to scare her so I can get out.
With a pocket.
I know. Right?
I'm like, what? I don't know. Maybe the 90s had a crazy pocket knife.
I don't know.
And it's
He's
more like a box cutter. But to me, I'm like, if you came at me with a 90s pocket knife,
right,
I'd be like, thanks for that nail file.
I know. You're like, back up or I'm going to open that wine. No, it's
right.
Okay. So she literally looks at him. She's like, oh, you're cute. And then she stabbed him in the head with scissors. So bad that he had to go to the hospital. And obviously the police.
There's no way you can stab somebody in the head with scissors and not have to go.
I know, right? Like, okay. So then the nurses are like, what happened? He's like, my girlfriend stabbed me with fucking scissors. And the cops are like, they show up.
So they weren't married?
No, I don't.
Okay. I don't understand her choices of like when she gets married and when she's dating.
Yeah,
Like, I'll
it's
be
hard
with you
to
for
follow.
6 years and not get married, but I'll marry you after 2 weeks or a month. It makes no sense.
It's hard to follow. So when they go to the house, she's like, oh, no. She's like, no, it's self-defense. What? So and they're like, no. And she got arrested and then got a forced psychiatric evaluation. That was hard.
That was so painful.
That was hard. I know. And to say. Somehow she tricked them into saying, like, because she's manipulative, she switched it up and she got them to say that she wasn't a harm to herself or others, and she got released on bail. And she conned James into dropping the charges, and they stayed together. So she goes back to James. I didn't mean it, blah, 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 all this stuff. And he's like, well, he didn't press charges, so she didn't even get in trouble for that. Like, they couldn't do anything. December 2000, Dr. Bill had a heart attack, and he passed away.
Thank goodness he passed away on his own natural
right
path.
Sheila actually, regardless of what all crazy shit she was doing, she did look at him. And at this point, I don't know if it was more of like a husband or a father figure or both. But she went into deep depression after this. And because even though this is what she said she wanted. He was
the only like fully consistent man in her life.
And so there was no medical practice. She didn't have a job. She began taking tranquilizers and smoking tons of weed. But even that bored her after a while. She's like, ooh, this is fun. And then she's like, no, like you said, she needs hobbies. She still had James, but was bored with him too. So she started subscribing to phone sex chat lines and would spend all day and night talking on the phone to strangers about sex.
She found a hobby. Yeah. All right. Good for her. She found a passion. She found something that was healthy.
Right. And she likes to flirt and sling her cat around. And now she can do it without even leaving her fucking house.
Her vagina is like a Venus flytrap.
I mean, that's what I think it is. It has to be. Snatches them up.
And then just emulsifies them. And then it's done.
$10 word. Yeah.
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic employing your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Does your face look like a mugshot lately?
Then it is officially time for you to visit Hetef Aesthetics in Owensboro, Kentucky or Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Go see our girl Amber Teasley and her team because they'll have your face and your skin look like a damn filter.
And their staff is absolutely amazing. It's like a mini Botox party, which personally is my favorite. You leave looking fresher and you don't have a hangover.
Another good thing is that if you go in there and you tell them that A Couple of Sassholes sent you, get 15% off of everything.
That's unbelievable. So if you have been considering getting that glow up and making that ex jealous, it's time.
Okay, so she would be on the phone and she would start asking these guys their darkest fantasies and keep pushing the limits, trying to draw like, what's taboo? What do you think that you would like to do, but everyone would think would be taboo, blah, blah, blah. And somehow in her warped mind, she started believing that every man that she talked to on these chat lines were pedophiles. And remember, she was an avenging angel who was supposed to get rid of these. So by 2003, James, who is still here in the house, he was like, all right, like, I need to go. This bitch is going to kill me. Like, they kept doing all this shit. And he sneaks out in the middle of the night in a blizzard in New Hampshire. So
oh my gosh, what a movie. Like, this is so a domestic violence female with a young child in a car in a blizzard in New Hampshire in the middle of the night.
I know.
I'm like, man, reminders. Women can be just as dangerous as men.
Right. And so James went to a homeless shelter about 25 miles away and to hide from her. And somehow she tracks him down. And when they got there, he was sharing a room with another man at the shelter, 36-year-old Michael Deloge. Now, he was called Deluge. I'm going to go with Deloge because I heard that more than I didn't.
So we're in the 90s now, yes?
We are in 2003.
Oh, wow. I have lost
sense of time.
10 years in this story.
Right. Okay, there he is. Yeah, so that was his roommate. So she gets there, she puts on her charm, she convinces, and they're both, Michael was down on his luck at the time.
What do you mean?
Right?
He was at a homeless shelter.
Yeah.
So obviously everything was great.
Yeah. Right. So she was like, look, why don't you guys both, I'm sorry, let's go back to the farm. She invites both of them back. She makes them dinner. She puts on a movie and then takes Michael back in the morning. So gave Michael like a
nice reprieve.
Yeah. And this kept happening. Like they would get in a fight. He would leave. He would go there. She'd go get him. One night she beat the shit out of James and he ran out the front door because he was trying to choke her. because he's like, she's been tried to kill me 400,000 times. So he tried to choke her. And then,
So sad that he has to go to a homeless shelter to like get away from
this.
Like, instead of just being able to like, I'm going to go get a new place.
Yeah, I know.
I bid you adieu.
Right. And when he was running out the yard, she shot at him twice and missed. And she's like, it's cold, it's dark, I'll just go get him in the morning, because she's used to that routine. The next day, when she got there, James was already gone. He finally was like, fuck you, and kept going. So I don't know where he went. Nobody knows.
I hope he lived.
Me too. And then Sheila gets there. You'd think after the 6 years of this, she would be sad that her boyfriend left, even though she was a piece of shit. But she sees Michael.
She obviously doesn't feel things for people. Like there's a very intense thing that she is lacking that is very apparent, because she has no, like, besides losing Bill to a heart attack, like, and that's the only kind of time that she's ever actually like addressed sadness.
Yeah, and it's just after he was gone, but it's not under her plan, because she asked somebody to fucking kill him because she's an asshole. And then she went and she's like, oh, it is sad. So there's a lot of mental stuff. Okay. So when she gets there, she should be sad. She's not sad, but she sees Michael. She's like, hey, come to my farm. AKA she gets a new toy.
Yeah.
This is a picture of Michael, and Michael was over the moon. He was like, I have a new lady. I get to have sex. I have a new life. This is going to be my life. So
I mean, take anybody from a homeless shelter in that kind of environment, and it's like, yes.
And Michael actually told, like, at first his family was like, oh, good, he's got it, but because he just has such a nice smile. Like, and
do we know why he was in the homeless shelter? Drugs? It looks kind of like it could have been drugs.
I can't remember on his background on specifically, because they didn't go like,
because that would kind of depict like why, like how grateful he really would be for this kind of situation.
Right. Yeah.
Like, is it because he hurt his back in his construction job and couldn't work and didn't have anyone else to help and yada yada, or
right, was it
unfortunately drugs to some degree, all that jazz?
Yeah. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that is a valid point, because either way, he was stepping up in a situation. So there are certain things, if you do feel like you have no choice to step up into. But he genuinely cared about her too, from what I read. Now,
I mean, she was pretty hot.
Michael took Sheila to meet his mom, and his mom was like, I fucking hate her. Like, he was basically her servant. Like,
so he was in a homeless shelter and he was close enough to his mom for a visit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have questions on it. I'm trying not to, but I'm like, I really am trying to understand if he had a drug issue. That's the only reason why I think a mom would let
I don't know,
all of that kind of happen, to where like the only place you could be was a homeless shelter.
Right. Now, when they were there, the mom immediately got a bad vibe. She's like, there was a big age difference, because Michael was younger also. And she'd be like, get me a drink. And he would just jump up and do it. Like,
so how old is she roughly now?
She was born in 1958, and this is around 2003. So she's in her late 40s.
Okay. And so he was obviously in his late 20s, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she would boss him around and all that. And then, but she had done it again. You could tell that she had abused him mentally and physically into submission, like outside looking in. The mom didn't know, but like, this is what had happened. She was so manipulative that she could talk them into being submissive, and like isolated them and all this
That
stuff.
would have been easy.
Yeah.
You take a guy from a homeless shelter.
Right.
This is easy.
Right.
At this point, like what you said, it's a savior complex. You came in, saved the day. I'm getting fucked. I'm getting food.
Right.
I'm in a house. I'm in this loving environment. Yep. Everything's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Now, there were workers because it was a 115-acre farm. So there were workers who would come to work on the farm, and they had seen bruises and marks on Michael. And like they see it. She actually like hit him a couple times in front of people, and they're like, but she would always pick people that were an easier quote unquote target to come work for her too. So it's like they have work, so they're scared
an
to say
immigrant
anything.
Or something. Like,
right.
I'm not going to say anything.
They're scared to. I mean, if she's hitting him, what else can she do, you know?
I also can't lie though. Like, let's be honest. Let's and I hate to say this because this will make us look a certain way, but if you and I were at a party and like we saw a female hit a male relatively hard in the arm, and we would just automatically, like, you and I afterwards would be like, did you see Vanessa, like how hard she fucking hit Todd.
Yeah.
We'd be like, that was fucking weird, right? Mm-hmm. And then that'd be it. Because we'd assume that Todd is the man and he could leave.
Right.
Like there's no matter what, a female male component, strength, nurture, all of that shit. I just don't think, unless you literally saw her punch him in the face, where we'd be like, oh, fuck no, this is domestic violence.
Right.
I wonder even if like you and I would,
I don't know,
even think to be like, that dude's being abused.
Yeah, it would be, I think if we saw it like they saw it as much as like at a party, that's one thing, because we'd be like, well, maybe, because our brains were trained from birth to be like, oh, well, he probably cheated on her. Or like he probably, like it's just, it's weird, the dynamic is.
I disagree on that one, but like I would just, my mentality of it would be a male has a more intense physicality no matter what than a female.
Yeah.
So if there's a physical abuse part, in my mind, personally, I'd be like, he can, and this is wrong. Like I'm telling you, like my mindset is wrong. My assumption would be that he could get out of it. And there's a million situations where men have been abused by women and could not get out of the situation. Right. And we're literally hearing 18 different scenarios of it. But I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know if they thought to say anything.
Yeah. And so when I was watching the show, they were playing audio recordings of him sounding sad, and she had brainwashed him. They found tons of these, by the way, saying that she got you could tell on the audio recordings. And if you guys want it, there's a lot of different episodes and you can look them up on YouTube, but like you could hear how sad and defeated these men were. And that you could tell just from as much true crime as we have consumed that they were being abused until they said these things. Like you could hear they were being coerced.
Yeah.
Like she had him say he'd abused the animals. And then she had talked him in somehow to saying that his mom abused him growing up sexually. And she also got him to admit that he had sexually abused the little girl.
Was it just him or this was all the other exes?
This was the first proof that this had happened.
Okay. I'm going to assume there was that he had a drug issue before. That hurt his brain to some degree.
Yeah, but also being isolated, you don't know if he controlled all her food and all that. Like at the end of this, and you'll see it, and I just wanted to point it out because it makes sense because of cult mentality, that he was 5'4" and he ended up weighing 110 pounds. So there was some, like, and even the police on the show, they were like, we don't know if he was like, she's like, I'm not feeding you for a week until you say this. And
I just still believe like she got him from the homeless shelter.
Right.
No one else did she get from a homeless shelter. Like, so I like, and I'm not trying to say everyone in a homeless shelter, like it could be down and out on your luck or it could be drugs, but I feel like he had a mental, like he was not at 100% charge on his mental battery.
That's
and I'm guessing that automatically off his photo too.
Right.
Like he had a very sweet, kind smile. Absolutely. But I feel like there's.
Yeah.
Like
she picked people she knew that were easy 100%. To manipulate and for her to.
I just feel like she was able to do this because of everything that happened in Mike's life prior to.
Right.
And that's why he was able to like fall into this fountain of bullshit way harder than all those other dudes that were like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
And like, and his mom was on one of the shows I watched, and Michael's mom was like, no, I did not do this. The police even investigated. She was like, investigate all you want. Then he didn't do this. I didn't do this. No. And they found nothing. So
what
like
she found though.
I don't know. And
like,
then
what evidence is there that you abused your child?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe she did it.
Friends and all that stuff maybe, or like trying to.
Yeah, but if a baby can't talk, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If he's saying is like a baby.
No, he said a child. So like,
okay.
Yeah. So like no.
I'm still just saying.
Yeah, no teachers, no neighbors, no baby. Like she had never even had a run-in with the law.
And I don't think she did it.
Right.
I'm just saying there's very little evidence that you can actually pull out.
It's true.
Not like what you could do today with like fucking psychiatric help where they can be like, they tucked it away in their brain or whatever. I'm going to shut up. No. Carry on.
So then she would use these recordings against him, even though like they were false. So like he'd be like, I didn't do this. I'm going to leave. And she's like, no, you did. I have it on tape that you did, and I'll tell everyone. Like, because she got him to admit that he did something he didn't do. Kind of like when you were talking about the Sarah Lawrence call this morning before we started recording. Like, he got them to admit all this shit that they did, even though they didn't do it. And then he would use that against them so they couldn't get out. This went on for 9 months until December of 2004. In December in New Hampshire, in 2004, by the way, he tried to leave. Poor Michael was stumbling down the remote dirt road, and he was bleeding profusely from the head. A farmer saw him, and he was like, "Are you okay?" He looked at him, and he said, the farmer said he got so scared. He looked at him, and all he said was, "Sheila," and he could barely talk, and he kept stumbling and walking. So Sheila found him. Obviously, the guy called the cops, but Sheila found him first. She brought him back to the farm.
What? Did that cop, did that guy not just stop and
be like, what the fuck are you?
No, what'd he do? Leave the guy who's obviously concussed and freezing to death to go call the cops? Like, why wouldn't you just...
He said he kept walking. He tried to get him to turn around, and he just kept going because he was scared. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's of the time of cell phones. So it's like, why did you not just call 911 and then watch the guy? Like, I could not live with myself if I was just like, oh, I'll just drive away. And
I was thinking that too when I was typing this. I was like, I don't know how I could. Okay, yeah. So the only evidence at that time, because no one heard from him for the next 6 months after he tried to escape. The only evidence of the time that he was alive were those fucked up recordings, and she had journals. Now, like I said, Michael was at this time was 110 pounds and 5'4". So she overpowered him. One journal entry was a description of his body and weight, how to kill him, and get rid of the evidence. She said, quote, "Incinerate ashes, burned body, private pilot, helicopter, boat." I don't know about the last part. That was the last time that Michael was seen. Michael and Sheila showed up at his mom's birthday party for her. He sat there, didn't speak, and his mom was worried, obviously, because of his appearance. Finally, Sheila was literally elbowing him, and she's like, "Say it or we're leaving."
I love how she's like, I was concerned because of his appearance, but I wasn't concerned when he was in a homeless shelter.
Right.
I am having the hardest time with Michael's life. I really am. And I need to stop, but I just am like,
yeah.
So you didn't bring him in?
Something happened before that. I don't know what,
there
but
has
it's valid
to, right.
questions.
There has to be. It's just...
Yeah, I get the question.
I just couldn't fathom Jaden living in a homeless shelter and just...
Right.
Me living my day-to-day life, like everything's normal, and then being annoyed that he has an older girlfriend, and then that he lost weight, and I'm like, there's a whole series of shit that I am like...
Right. And so... like I said, she was like elbowing him, like, "Say it or we're leaving." Yeah. And he repeated what she told him to say. Said, my mom you raped me when I was younger. His mom was like, "What?" Like, no. He literally tells her at her birthday.
I was going to at her birthday?
At her birthday. He's like, so her mom kind of lost it because he was very adamant, even though he was repeating what he was told. He was adamant that this happened. Like, and she's like, "No." And so she kind of comes unglued because she hadn't seen her son. They had
How would you not?
Yeah.
How the fuck would you not?
And then she was like, he kept saying it, and then she was like, "I need you guys to leave. Like, I'm going to ask you to leave." And because it's not true.
If you looked at me and said you raped me,
right at your birthday, on top of all the things, with
like
people
just
there.
Even like you, right? Like my best friend,
right?
I could not imagine my dad hearing me say like,
yeah. Yeah,
like
exactly.
What, like there's not a worse claim than your parents sexually abusing you when they did not sexually abuse. Like, I don't think there's fucking hell, man.
So get this. So they were leaving.
No, I don't want to get this, Heather. I don't like this story.
I know. So they were leaving, and Sheila turns around. His mom says this. Sheila turns around and smiles at her and leaves. Like, one last fuck you. Sheila took Michael back to the farm where he continued enduring the abuse. In the fall of 2005, she carried out her journal plan, and she killed Michael Deloge.
Not shocking.
No one knows how she killed him, but they know that she dragged Michael's lifeless body to a burn pit out back, and she basically incinerated him.
At this point, I'm not even shocked.
She was proud of herself for ridding the world, though, of a bad man, though he was not a bad man.
No, he was just a hurt man.
Right.
Assuming.
She started feeling lonely again because she didn't have a man. And she can't be single. So a few months later on Valentine's Day, 2006, she's now 47, by the way. 47-year-old Sheila got on a phone dating service. It's 2006. That's how, like, you had to answer questions and be like, I'm Sheila, blah, blah, blah. And then you would listen to other people and connect if you wanted to. It's like how you swiped back then.
Yeah.
That's how she met 24-year-old Kenny County. And they went out. Now, let me tell you about Kenny, and I'm going to show you a picture of him.
So Michael disappears, and the mom, there's no questioning. It's just, this is it.
Oh, she's trying, and they were like, well, he's transient. Pretty much is what the vibe
Yeah,
I
so
got.
basically, nothing
and
happened.
Here's a picture of a sweet...
We need longer arms.
Yeah, we do. We got T-Rex arms. So
okay, see, this dude looks like he is an IT manager, and he has got his shit all sorts of together.
Well, he doesn't. But
that's unfortunate.
He does
because he totally looks like.
Yeah, and like there's a long story about Kenny. Like, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Like he got teased a lot
for being tall and handsome.
He had a developmental disability, so his mental capacity was that of half his age. So it was like he had a 12-year-old brain. But he wanted to be grown so bad. So like he got teased real bad in school.
I love how I'm over here like, this guy looks so smart. And you're like, unfortunately, his brain was only functioning.
But I mean,
but you would never.
He's attractive. Like, and I hate to say it, but you would think that. But like he was
sharp eyes.
Right.
Like
great.
He looked like as the photo pops up, like he looks like an intelligent.
Yeah,
100% all there.
He was a sweet baby angel, and he like in high school he got teased a lot, and then after that he was like he wanted to be independent. Him and his mom were tight, but because she helped him out a lot, but he wanted to be an adult. So he joined the armed forces. I don't remember which branch. He goes there. Then she can't see him for basic training. After boot camp, the mom walks up to this guy and she's like, "Do you know where my son Kenny is?" And she's like, he goes, "Mom." She didn't recognize him because he filled out. She said he was walking proud. So like
they wouldn't have taken him in if he had a mental disability that had him at half.
He was, but he didn't graduate. And I think.
But they couldn't have taken him in with a mental disability like that though.
He was in there. He didn't graduate and he didn't get inducted or whatever, but he went through boot camp. So
maybe that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
You can't even go to boot camp if you're flat-footed.
Yeah,
so if he's 24 but his brain is only 12 years old, you can't have him operating a gun.
Right. Well,
Crazy.
He went and he didn't graduate, but he went through because there's pictures and everything of him.
I believe you. Yeah. I'm just like,
no, it's valid because I never thought about it.
But it's impossible. Like you literally can't if you're flat-footed or if you're nearsighted or farsighted. Like there's so many tiny little things that I'm like an actual mental disability wouldn't.
I wonder why. Anyway, yeah, but that's valid because I didn't think about it when I was doing it. But that's a valid point. But they didn't say why he didn't graduate. So
but maybe his mental challenge wasn't as like maybe when he was younger, he had developmental issues and then it changed as he got older.
Yeah,
like maybe I don't know.
Yeah, because he didn't have a lot of friends and he had been bullied his whole life. So when they go out for drinks at the hotel, she invites him back to the farm, and basically he ended up staying there.
So these phone conversations weren't across the state, right?
This one he lived close to her in like Massachusetts.
I'm like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, he lived in like Massachusetts.
Because I'm just like, what are the odds? Like, what are the fucking odds of that? That I'd be like, can just come over while I live in Florida.
Well, they met at a hotel and then they had drinks and then she was like, come back. And then he was like, oh,
right, but it was just a phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm all, and you're saying Massachusetts versus New Hampshire. I wish I didn't think so hard about these things. I'm just like, it just seems so improbable.
That one,
it's like hooking up with somebody on Facebook and then being in the same state, and it's just a random draw, you know?
Right? Yeah. Now, Kenny and his mom were super close, but Kenny stopped answering phone calls, and he had a roommate at the time, and he was acting like an adult. He got a job at a car wash. He had a roommate. He was doing the things. His mom helped him out a lot just to make sure, but like he was okay. But he was doing his thing. He just wanted a girlfriend. And so that's why he joined the phone dating thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Now, he talked to his mom multiple times a day. And then when she stopped answering, she was like, I don't even know where he's at. Like, I don't know. And she kept trying to call him. She finally answers. Sheila picks up and she's screaming, leave us alone. We're happy. Hangs up on his mom. I'm like, okay. Kenny hadn't been going to work, so because the mom called the car wash and is like, and they're like, he's not.
This is so insane.
Yeah, they're like, he hasn't been coming. And so she calls Kenny's roommate, and Kenny's roommate's like, he went to live with some woman named Sheila on a farm in Epping, whatever. Effing. I don't remember. New Hampshire. So, Kenny's mom calls the police, and then she was like, do you know anything in this town? She calls the town police like about a lady named Sheila with the farm. Now Sheila's the most wealthy person in this town, so they already know Sheila, but the cops were like, oh God, we know her.
Yeah,
she had been in trouble for tons of stuff, as you could imagine,
right,
including propositioning an officer.
As I would hope that there's a record of her.
Right, yeah. And even like they even had a rule in their department that if any male officer went to her house or a female, they would have to bring backup. Like they weren't even allowed to go by themselves because she tried to proposition them, and she's
like, let me just suck that dick.
Loose cannon. Now on February 21st, they went out there after bugging her. Like, where's Kenny? She's like, he's fine. He's in the shower. Well, Kenny comes to the door. And he's in a towel after she slams the door and goes back and gets him. And they said he looked timid and he was fine. And he's an adult legally. So he said, I'm fine, I'll stay. So they couldn't do anything. A few weeks later.
So weird.
Yeah. A few weeks later, Sheila started to think Kenny was a pedophile. And
do you think she picked him because of that? Okay.
Yeah, I think she preyed on people like this.
Yeah.
Like people that
she felt like she
disadvantaged in one way or another, and she could be their overlord.
Yeah.
So Kenny, she did the recording torture with him again, and he eventually admitted to it. Even on the recording, you can hear her say, "Oh, now you're going to vomit because you figured out you're a pedophile," or something like that. And then he faints after because she makes him say this out loud, and he knows it's not true, but he says it, and then he faints. And she's like, "Oh, now Kenny County is faking fainting." Like she's doing all this shit on. It's crazy to listen to. So he, like, obviously she's coercing him, like starving him or something is fucking happening.
But she could like he could have left.
Yeah, but it's
like he had a play, like he rented and he had a job and he had all these things.
Yeah.
He had a loving mother. Like all he had to do was leave.
I think that she had such a whole, like,
obviously she did.
You know what I mean?
Just
I get it. And I feel like it's such a cult state of mind. Like,
yes.
But a single person instead of a whole group. And it's like she got into them so hard and was literally
like, I guess love bombed him super hard, but then turned on him out of nowhere. It's just unreal.
Oh, yeah. She also started saying she thought that Kenny was trying to assassinate the president.
Oh, my jeez.
On March 14th, Sheila calls her sister Lynn because they still speak every now and then. And she was like, Mom abused you physically as a child. And her sister's like, no, I didn't get abused as a child. Mom didn't do anything to me. Mom didn't anyway. She's like, well, Kenny raped every child in his family. And her sister's like, that's not true either. Like, I'm sure this wasn't the first time she's called and made erratic statements. And then, so Sheila gets pissed and she's like, well, Kenny's looking at me with demonic eyes. And her sister's like, Sheila, you need help. I'm going to call for help. Let me call the cops. Or, because obviously you feel like you're in trouble. Let me call someone for help. But she's like, no one's taking Kenny from me, and hangs up. 3 days later, she takes Kenny to a Walmart nearby.
Oh my geez.
He couldn't even walk. I'm going to show you a picture of what he looked like at this time. And you saw what he looked like when he went in. This is what he looked like in Walmart. He can't even walk. He's so weak. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh my geez. He's so beat up.
He's beat up. You can see it on his face. He can't walk. He's in a wheelchair. She's pushing him around. He's got scratched up. He's pale. He's thin. Like, doesn't even look like the same guy I showed you.
No.
At all. Sheila got, while she was there, she got a disposable camera, those 2 yellow containers for diesel fuel that she literally put on his lap in the wheelchair. After she paid, she took pictures of the security cameras in the store. Like, she gets the disposable camera out, starts taking pictures of security cameras. The workers had already noticed this because they're like, he looks like he's sick. And she kept saying, you're not going to faint, are you, while you walk through? Like, she wasn't hiding the fact that he was ill, and he was like, I'm fine.
I mean, you can't cover up the fact that, like, he's beat up.
His face.
Yeah, he's beat up.
Yeah. And so the workers were worried, and they called the cops, and the cops showed up to Walmart before she left. They tried to separate Kenny.
Imagine Imagine being a Walmart employee feeling like a situation was so bad that you had to call the cops.
Thank you. And then she buys cameras with this guy that you can tell she clearly abused. And then she starts taking pictures of your security cameras. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So she did just leave. So the cops are like, all right, we got to get him alone. Like, so they try to split him up, but Sheila, she ain't letting him out of her sight. And she started like telling it, she was like, tell him, don't freak out. Like, don't talk to them. Don't tell him anything. And he puts his head down
that's so insane.
And he puts his head down. And this is the part that I have a hard time with, because on Snapped, they're like, the cops were on there and they're like, we did everything we could, blah, blah, blah. Everything else I read kind of skews differently. So at this time, they let Sheila take him home. Clearly something's wrong. The Walmart people who saw them for 5 minutes knew that.
Right.
And the cops talked to both of them. They had the inkling to want to separate them. And then just because he says that, they let her take him. And even the mom was like, I can't believe they did that. So...
me either.
Yeah.
And obviously the cops, what do cops do on shows?
Right, yeah.
They always say they tried their hardest.
Yeah, and it's like, a couple of them have been like, no, in this case, I would have been like, I wish I never had to leave. Or something like... anything.
Yes, we have seen shows where they're like, but legally they've also said that too. Legally, there was nothing we could have done.
I just feel like,
well, then I would have just cased the house. I would have okay, I'll follow you. I'm going to see where you live.
Yeah,
and I'm going to park outside your house because I technically can. This is a public street. Like,
right. Yeah,
try to hide a body now.
Right.
Like,
and so right after they leave Walmart, she went and filled up the gas containers and went back to the farm.
Oh my God.
6 days later, Kenny's mom calls the farm, and she's like, okay, I know Kenny's, basically she's like, I know he's up your ass right now. I've accepted that fact, even though she didn't want to. And there's a big family gathering. He's never missed it. And he missed it. And Sheila's like, oh, he left town. He went to Massachusetts. Like, tells his mom. His mom's like, this is horse shit. Yep. And so she calls the cops on March 23rd. The same sergeant who did the first welfare check was like, oh, I'll find him. Like, I felt bad. I felt guilty. I couldn't do anything the last time. Now I'm going to find him. Before he even leaves the station, Sheila calls him. She's crying, telling him the same story. Oh, he left. He went to Massachusetts. I don't know where he's at. And then she's like, well, he has to play into it. He's like, we'll find her. And she's like, oh, I don't want to know where he's at, though, because he's a child molester. So, and he's like, ma'am, I really don't think that's true. And she's like, oh, no, I'm going to play this tape for you. And she plays that coerced confession tape for him, the one where he's literally vomiting and passes out. And he knew it's coerced, but it was too late. And so that night on the show, they say they go over there that night. Everything else I read says they go over there the next day because it was late at night whenever he got this phone call. Well, I'm just going to leave that alone. So when they got there, smoke was barreling out of her burn pit, and it smelled terrible.
Oh my God.
They look down in the pit, like they walk around and they look down in the pit. They saw a human bone, and it was too large to be an animal bone. And they knew they were too late. Since she was, quote, morally superior in doing God's work, she let the detectives search her farm. They were like, hey, do you care if we look around? Kenny's missing blood. She's like, yeah, you can. Inside the house, it was hoarder hell. She had hundreds of rabbits. Inside. She was obsessed with rabbits, by the way. She had hundreds of rabbits just bouncing around. And you know they shit every 5 seconds.
That's disgusting.
Rabbit poop, rotten food. The cops were like, whoa, like this is it's a little rugged. And it used to be a nice-ass house. And then he was like, come here, I want to show you something. And he takes her out and he's like, what's that? In the burn pit. She panicked. And then she's like, oh, that's a rabbit's bone. And he's like, that's too big for a rabbit. And then she goes, well, it's either a rabbit or a pedophile. And he goes, what? And she goes, no, it's a rabbit. And he goes, why did you say that? She goes, I didn't say that. So,
oh my gosh, the mental health issues here are like insane.
Oh, listen to the recordings in her interviews. It's crazy. So like, then she's like, they go, well, we're going to take this bone with us. So she goes, not without a warrant. And then so she makes them leave. After that, they shut it down. He's like, we're coming back, so do not touch anything. They leave. She grabs a blue Walmart bag, hops over the fire pit, and gets all the bones and remains in it. And this is a big burn pit for like a huge farm. So like hops in it. Like
you have to hop into it.
Yeah. Okay. And so like
I've never heard of a fire pit that you hop into.
Not when you're roasting marshmallows. This is like
we're burning like roadkill, all of our shit.
Yeah. And so they came back so fast. They find Sheila. She comes walking out covered head to toe in ashes. Like, he was like, don't touch anything. And the bitch looked like she went down the chimney. So she's like, oh, I was helping you guys, and I was collecting evidence for you so you didn't have to do it. And they're like, what? And she's like, here, it's in the bag. And it's just rabbits. Like, here you go. It's just rabbits.
Oh my
And
gosh,
she
this
starts
is so
putting on a
insane.
show. She would cry, she would scream, and then she'd be like, well, just shoot me. And they're like, man, we're not going to shoot you. And then this goes on forever. Like, even one of the cops was saying when they were talking to her, like she ended up being so in his face and so close to him at one point, the first time they were there, that I forgot to mention, before they came back and she was chimneyed up, that she was like touching his knee and like in his face to the point where he had to like back up because she was like trying to turn her charm on to the police officer.
Golly.
So they're like, ma'am, that's not going to work. We're not going to shoot you. Tell me where the fuck Kenny's at. And she points and she goes, he's in the bag. And they go, what? And she's like, well, I didn't say, like, she would, yeah.
Wow. So she's like,
there's a recording of her saying he's in the bag.
it just doesn't seem like she was able to cover like how crazy she had gotten.
Yeah.
So I don't understand again how this like stuff happened with these guys once again, you know?
Right, yeah. And now there's some weird statute in New Hampshire where they couldn't hold her for suspicion without hard evidence. And they were like, all right, hey, let's just talk at the station. Let's get out of here. They probably want to get out of the rabbit poop, and they left. So she's like, okay, I don't know where he's at, but I kicked him out after he told me he was a pedophile, and he'd either killed himself or he fell into the rabbit or the fire pit when I was cremating rabbits. Okay. The fire had burned everything so badly they needed a piece of Kenny's bone to do a DNA test, and they didn't have anything that was like they could test. It was that fucked up. So they had to let her leave again. She goes to the pet store, and because of all her animals, like they're at the farm, but she can't go. It's a crime scene now. So she makes friends with a woman and her boyfriend at the pet store. Small town. She's very charming. She's like, I'm running away from my boyfriend. Sheila says this. I need someone to help take care of my rabbits. And they loved animals at the fuck pet store. So she's charming. She gets them to feel so sorry for her. They let her come to their house. They don't know her. And the cops were all over her house. So they're like, just come back to ours. And they get there. They're all chatting about their love of animals. She charms them. And then like they even have another lady at their house that they become friends or whatever. And then the news comes on. Kenny County's missing report comes on the news. She fakes a panic attack, and she's like, that's the boyfriend I'm running away from. That's who I'm running away from. And they bought it. And they were like, well, you can stay here. You're like, she freaked out. So she does that. She finds a lawyer. The lawyer wants $60,000 retainer. And then she still had Dr. Bill's money. She goes to the bank and takes out $85,000 instead. She says it's for possible bail. I think it's because she was going to run. Sheila tells her new friend, she's like, I need to go check on the horses. But when she got there, they'd already been taken out and rehomed because she's not there to take care of them. She flips her shit. She tells the new lady, she's like, look, I need you to go down. Here's my bill of sale. I need you to go down to the police station and say they're your horses. I was just holding for them. Take this bill of sale. And she wants him back. The cops were like, okay, what? Sure, we'll give him back to you, but you need to get her in here. We're not giving you tell her we'll give her horses if she comes in and talks to us.
That's so weird.
Right?
Like her priorities are wild.
Yeah. And so when her new friend told her this, she comes back and she's like, yeah, they'll give you the horses back if you go talk to them. She's like, oh no. And she gets pissed off. She jumps in the car and speeds off. She didn't make it far, and she got blocked in by 2 undercover cops. So obviously she'd been followed. They had a warrant to search her body.
Ooh.
They took photos and DNA, interrogated her for 7 hours, and she didn't crack at all.
Even though she already admitted it 10 times.
Mm-hmm. They had to, in that state, there's some like law where it's like you have to say I killed him. Like you can't be like he's in the bag, because she was saying
but like she already cracked.
Oh, I know.
You know, like
her story she kept on. She's a wackadoodle. So they had to release her again, but they had her followed, like you said, by an officer. Somehow, while she was in this hotel, she sneaks out of the room, walks down the highway, and starts hitchhiking. She gets out. The cop didn't see her leave somehow. So a man named Stephen Martello picks her up. She's like, I'm going to Boston. And he's a man with a penis. So she charms him. She's like, oh, I got a new man. So they go to the hotel, use his ID. She pays in cash. They have sex. This guy gets home the next day and he turns on the news. He sees Sheila on the fucking news. The only difference is she dyed her hair red. So he's like, what the fuck? And this is when they officially set on a murder warrant, like for her arrest on March 31st for Kenny County's murder. Manhunt begins.
Oh my jeez.
2 days later, because the guy called and he was like, I think I slept with her. She's around here somewhere. And then they find her 55 miles away and she played dumb. She's like, that's not my name. That's not me.
Oh my God.
And an officer actually had the newspaper and he holds it up and he's like, this is literally you. And she's like, okay, that's me.
Oh my God.
And she was in jail awaiting trial for 1.5 years saying, I didn't do it. I didn't
For
do it.
1.5 years?
Yeah, 1.5. I was on page 13 at this point. I was like 1.5 years. So shut up. Okay. So then in April of 2008, 1 month before her trial, Sheila's attorney dropped this bombshell and they're like, okay. This is for Kenny's murder she was arrested for.
Yeah, I was going to say, what happened with Mike?
She confessed to both of them before the trial of Kenny, 1 month before. Her plea was altered, though, to not guilty by reason of insanity, and they paraded people up there to back this up. Like, obviously...
She's insane.
Yeah. The prosecution is like, yeah, but she knows right from wrong. She kept lying. She kept lying and throwing us off. So she knows right from wrong.
Right.
So in July of 2008, Sheila was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now, in 2012... new evidence was revealed because, remember, it's 115 acres. This is actually the largest crime scene in New Hampshire. They had to search the whole place.
Right.
So they found human toes that were not Michael's or Kenny's out there on the farm. They also found, and I read this morning that they found like blood that wasn't Kenny's or Michael's, and they couldn't identify it because to do that, to DNA match, they can run it through all the paper, but they have to have a lead somewhere. They didn't know who to even look for. So there was blood in the house too. They didn't know who it belonged to. So to this day, they don't know whose toes those are.
Just toes?
Just toes. That's all that was left.
Because those are tiny bones too. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, that would have easily been cooked up.
Just toes.
You know?
Yeah. And there's rumors. Everybody's like, it was this. She hung out with this guy. Because it's a small town. But this is a sad story of the murders of Kenny County and Michael Deloge by Sheila LaBarre.
Crazy.
Right? And this is a picture of her at her trial.
Fucking
She looks
crazy.
a little different.
Whoa.
I want to put that up here. She looks a little different after being in jail for 1.5 years.
She crazy. Oh, man.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe there's not like a multiple episode documentary on this one because...
Yeah, there could be so much more to unpack with that.
There's actually, believe it or not, I cut a lot out.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, because I
just
wanted to make sure I talked about the people that she physically hurt that I knew enough about.
That's just wild.
Yeah, for sure.
And it just sucks that it was like such aggressive mental health issues. Like, it just sucks that like, could this have been avoided? Yes, through help.
Right. And she took advantage of people like that were down on their luck or had diminished capacities or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like she was a predator.
Yeah.
Like, and it was awful and sad.
That is
But yeah, if you liked this story, I advise you to watch the YouTube and the shows on TV because they play audio recordings and video recordings of her doing that. If you really want to hear them,
crazy.
They play her song, her singing, her voice wasn't that right. So,
wow. Well, thank you for that.
thank you.
Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year, because technically this is the end of our episode.
We'll see you with new episodes back in January.
Back in January, up in January, forward in January.
Foot up and to the left in January. Yeah.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here for another year.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah. Don't forget, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you.
We
Bye.
love you. Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?